bashing his head. There was blood all over him, all over the walls, all over the doors. He looked so neglected. His mother used to play the piano very well, and she used to use that to calm him down when he was a child, and I think he probably remembers. He never forgets anything. Since he's been living with us, he's actually grown 2.5 inches because he holds his head up now instead of walking around with it bowed. He likes to have a little bedtime routine where he jumps about on the bed and laughs. And then we usually put his star projector on. He watches the stars until he goes to sleep. It was a different driver that day, and he took a different route. The last person to get on the bus was very disruptive, which upset him, and he just was inconsolable. When he got to the centre, it just escalated into a very difficult day. Apparently, he was admitted to the severe behavioural unit in an unprecedented amount of time, in 20 minutes of arriving, and we weren't allowed to go and visit him.
The doctor says, it's a clinical decision to keep him in hospital. Not what the clinical decision is, just that it is one. There's very little way back from that. There's no challenge for it, and the person's not able to say where they want to be.
As far as we were concerned, he was a member of our family that was missing. Our biggest fear was that he would think we'd abandoned him. Nothing could have prepared us for that visit at all. What we didn't realise was how much he'd suffered in there because he was deprived of his liberty. We're told that it was a form of restraint that they used to use there, would be to stand on their feet and hold their arms by their side, and his toenails were black, and he actually lost his toenails when he came out because we believe that was caused by people standing on his feet.
I mean, it may have been before the Human Rights Act, but I mean, it's still basic rights you're entitled to. If you're not prepared to respect those, then they must be challenged. I mean, you can't just take people away because you feel like it. We took it to the European Court of Human Rights at the end of 1998, and in 2004 they made their judgment, and to find out that we'd actually been successful and won our challenge, and that the government were going to have to be forced to change the law was a really good thing.
To win at the European Court meant safety because we can go out without worrying that the same thing could happen again.
Previously, before this ruling, I mean, no one could ever speak for another adult when they don't have the capacity themselves. Along with the Mental Capacity Act now gives people some rights to be listened to, be consulted about various things in people's lives.
It wasn't just for H, it was because with all these autistic children growing up in the community, we really wanted them to have the confidence to go out without feeling they were going to be detained. He walks really well now. And he doesn't walk around with his fists clenched anymore. He holds his head up and he looks proud.